Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Three Houses with me, Get Dave. Let's see a little support conversation
We've come such a long way. After all, I was only 4 years old when we first met.
Oh boy.
From your perfect memory, Lady Edelgard, I expect nothing short of the utmost precision. Do go on.
Please don't mock me with such frivolous praise. I can hardly recall that day.
Forgive me. I suppose I must have been 6 at the time. I have no recollection of it. My earliest memory of you is of when you were injured. I recall being scolded most sternly by my father. "You are Lady Edelgard's servant," he said. "You must protect her with your life."
Well, you took it to
I had
heart.
no idea. But House Vestra has served House Resvelg for generations. Given that, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised.
Indeed. After that, I made certain to accompany you wherever you went. That is, until the incident.
Yeah.
Ah, when my uncle, Lord Arundel, defected to the kingdom and took me with him.
Whoa.
The sensation of loss that overcame me on that day defies all description. It was as horrific as if I'd lost all my limbs. I left the city in a mad rush to rescue you. My father sent soldiers to capture me. I fought them off for 3 days, but they did finally manage it. Of course, I was only 10. I never would have reached Ferdiad.
I've never heard that story before. So there are things you've never told me.
It wasn't important.
That's beside the point. I wish to know these things.
Tell me about how much you love me.
If there's anything else you're keeping from me, please tell me at once.
Respectfully, I decline.
Whoa.
Why? It's a simple order. I really must know.
Speaking of your orders, there was a task you gave me earlier which I have yet to carry out. Excuse me.
It's that he loves you,
Wait just a
Edelgard.
moment. I just hope he's not hiding anything too worrisome.
He loves you as an alcoholic loves the drink. Well, we'll leave it. Oh, you know what? All right, we'll do one other one.
Today's dinner is steak and then a cake that's yummy yum. Now it's time to fill my tummy tummy tum. Oh, this mountain of sweets and treats that I long to eat. Oh, stacks of steaks and cakes and crumbs and yums.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Felix, you were listening, were you?
I wonder how well they'll get along.
I heard enough to know that you're hungry.
No, I mean, well, yes. At least tell me you didn't see the dance.
You have nice footwork. Get
Nice.
something to eat. I can take over watering the plants.
You're evil, Felix!
And you're shouting.
You can't just spy on people while they're singing without even saying anything. It's not right.
I actually did call out that I was coming in. It's not my fault you didn't hear.
Well, you need to speak louder then. Ugh, this is so embarrassing.
Lean
What if I
in.
was singing some silly food song I made up? I should have been singing about bears or swamp beasties.
Yeah, that would have been better.
I didn't realize there were songs about bears and swamp beasties. That food song seemed to be close to your heart. Your stomach isn't far from your heart, after all.
Oh, you are the worst!
Huh. What was that about? I better water these plants. Wouldn't want them to get thirsty, or they might start singing too.
I think that was delightful. Okay, one more. I'm excited to see where this goes, actually.
Ingrid, do you have a moment? They're going to perform an opera in the cathedral.
We are?
Yes, it's a small one, but I need some volunteers. Let me tell you, Alois is very excited. He's already doing a ton of work for the show.
Oh boy.
I see. What's it about?
Classic opera fare. A tragic love story. A princess who falls in love with a handsome commoner. But our princess, she carries the fate of her country on her shoulders.
Oh.
And no matter how in love she is, she can't just marry whoever she wants. Or can she?
What does that have to do with Ingrid?
That's quite a story. Sounds tragic and beautiful. Who will be playing the princess?
Me. I was a singer in an opera company, though I hope I'm not being too presumptuous casting myself. Even if you're not interested in being part of the production, you will come to see it, won't you? I'm asking everyone to dress up properly. I want it to be a stylish and elegant night.
That does sound quite lovely. And I do want to go, but
Please, don't worry if you can't make it. I understand we're doing this on such short notice.
No, it's not that. I struggle with the elegant part of things.
Yeah, I bet that's what it
I don't
really
do
is.
myself up in elegant clothing and makeup and such.
If fashion's your concern, lady, you're in luck.
I am?
If you don't dress for the occasion, no one will take you seriously.
Oh boy.
But don't worry about a thing. I'll happily work my magic on you. When it's time, I'll meet you in your room. We'll make you the most beautiful woman in the theater.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Should have just told the truth, but Ingrid likes to beat around the bush a fair bit. Alright.
Professor, I'm so happy to see you. You're finally returning to your old self. To see the light in your eyes again is a gift. It inspires me to carry on as well.
Yeah.
As you know, the Knights are searching furiously for any trace of the enemies who escaped.
Mm-hmm.
I'll inform you immediately if I learn anything relevant.
See that you do.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you would like to tell me? Ooh, spicy food. I mean, I feel bad leaving him out. But Felix needs it more.
While I have little interest in food, I will admit to a weakness for this one dish.
That looks appetizing.
Yay! We might get to B+.
Professor. Professor, please lend us your ears. Ferdinand is saying impossible things.
Oh,
I do not see what is impossible about it.
your dad did it.
All I said was that if you want to go back to Brigid, you probably can.
Whoa.
You are the Empire's guest, so to speak. They cannot afford for something bad to happen to you. There would be a diplomatic incident. Someone close to us has turned up dead. So one could argue that you are not safe here anymore.
You were already told. I am learning here, from the Academy. What are you thinking, Professor?
No, you just gotta get used to the danger.
I am not returning to home until I have grabbed my goal. I will not be listening to the words of Ferdinand.
Yeah, the sentiment is both practical and kind.
No, look, I did not mean to pressure you. Apologies for the misunderstanding.
Yeah, but I mean, if she's diplomatically important, you're just gonna have to get used to having the sword of Damocles
Professor,
dangling above
please-
your head.
You are someone.
I am not.
No, look.
Yeah, you're both happy. All right.
Professor.
I'm so glad you're okay, Professor. I was so worried.
Oh, Professor, you must be starving. Mercy and I made some sweets for you.
Aw, candy.
We were thinking that if you were to eat something sweet, it might help you feel better.
Yeah, that is really thoughtful.
Baking sweets is my specialty. I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Okay, but I have to talk
We
to
were
her
thinking-
to trigger the gift.
Whoa, this is mine.
Oh, nice. We can give that to Gilbert.
Whoa, this is mine.
Alright, that's totally gonna trigger a support. Someone who battles enemies outdoors. I mean, Casper.
The other night, I had the honor of sharing a drink with Gerald. He was pretty tactless, honestly. He could be blunt at times, but he always looked like such a proud, happy father whenever he spoke of you.
Well, thanks for insulting him first. No, we'll actually skip up. Oh. Sure, a little exercise would be good. A toothed dagger. All right, Bernie, show me what you got. Oh, Petra would be a strong choice as well, actually. Forget how good she is with a bow and arrow. Yeah, no, let's try it. Okay, this was a huge mistake. Oh, she's got the crest helping her, though.
Can I go now?
Man, it's already only the quarterfinals, but I have to... Oh no, I don't have a chance of winning. Yeah, she doesn't have the killing power with that bow. Going with Bridget? No. There's dodging. And there's crits. Oh boy. Oh man. What's interesting is that she could saw off with him, but unfortunately, barring miracle dodges,
Too easy.
yep. It is still a good showing.
You gotta keep yourself active during tough times, Professor. Even if it seems impossible. That's how I got through it when I lost my parents. If you need help with anything, just come and see me. Eating and training are my specialties.
Oh, thanks, man. Hey, how would you like a big old spoon?
Hey! I can't believe I dropped this! Thanks for bringing it to me!
Yeah, I mean, it's a spoon.
I'm not even close to being strong enough. I mean, Gerald was so much stronger than me, but even he... That's enough. I can't dwell on the past. There's no way to know what my future holds, but I do know one thing. Whatever happens, I have to make my own way in this world. I have to keep pushing so I can grow even stronger.
You know, what's interesting is that this may end up being the catalyzing thing the students need to really get pushed over the edge. We saw Bernadetta getting out of her room, Casper sort of having a bit of a realization. Also, I like that those are the two brawlers. We got Tanky McTankerson and Short Chippy Guy. The little ball of hate.
I'm so sorry about what happened to Gerald. No, of course my sorrow is nothing compared to yours. The Knights are even now searching for our enemy's whereabouts. They are to report back the moment they find something. If you desire revenge, Professor, you can count me in.
Heck yeah. That's what I want to hear. I got lost, no big deal.
Professor. Good evening, Professor. Returning from work, I take it?
I guess so.
I commend you for working so late into the evening. All of my days at the Academy are enriching thanks to you.
I mean, I'm not even your prof,
Try
but...
not to overtax yourself, all right? I'm concerned for your health. We wouldn't want you to wear yourself out. The goddess won't smite you if you rely on others for help, you know.
Oh, thank you.
Listen here, Professor. You might not like what I'm about to say. To be perfectly honest, I had my doubts when I first met you.
Yeah, I get that.
At first, I thought you seemed too young to be a professor. It is unusual, you have to admit. Yet you seemed very composed and mature despite your age. You're strong-willed, encouraging, and you go to great lengths to ensure that everyone is cared for.
Oh yeah, I have no picture plans like there's no
It
tomorrow.
almost feels like you're trying too hard to be a perfect role model for your students.
I gotta watch out for burnout.
If that's how you feel, then I can't disagree. But I think it's necessary to give yourself a break every now and again. The mind has a tendency to make mistakes when you've exhausted yourself.
Truth.
In my case, I still seem to make mistakes even when I'm wide awake.
I don't know if I get the impression you're ever wide awake.
Oh, you know. I'm always mixing up the dates for drills or misplacing things. Just the other day, I forgot to put on my uniform and headed out to practice wearing only my...
Oops.
Well, you can imagine how embarrassed I was. My mind can be so scattered sometimes.
Yeah, I've had that dream.
Anyway, where was I? Ah, that's right. What I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't push yourself too hard. If you do, you might end up in a pretty bad place.
Okay.
That reminds me, is there anything I can do to assist you, Professor? If it's all right with you, I'd like to help in any way I can.
I want to kill people that killed my father, but I'll take your
Whatever
advice
you
and
need, just
go
say
for
the
it
word.
tomorrow.
I look forward to helping you out.
All right. Just out of curiosity, where are my bow skills at? Not impressive. Okay. Well, forget the next thing. Oh, we got the whole gang up there. First things first, though. We have some reading to do. This fishing encyclopedia is what I meant. Oh.
Oh, is something hiding just behind that book?
Ah,
That
yes.
ring. I have seen it before. Ah, I know. Gerald showed that ring to you beside a grave. Do you recall? He said he wished for you to have that ring one day. That means it's yours. He also said that you should gift that ring to someone special.
Like Death Knight special or someone I like?
Right.
Oh boy.
I have something rather
It's not for you.
uncomfortable to discuss.
Oh?
It's about the weapon that killed Gerald. Will you listen?
Yes.
It was a dagger, but I know enough to know it wasn't an ordinary dagger.
It was
It wasn't
limited
made
edition.
of iron
Oh.
or steel because, well, because whatever it was, the wound it left wasn't normal. Who could make a blade like that, do you figure?
Blacksmith? Okay, do I need more faith? No. Okay, yeah, we're totally good on that.
You've lost someone very dear to you. I'm so... You have my sympathy. Manuela and I can take on some of your workload this month.
Thanks.
We can't do all the teaching, but at least we can lighten the load for you. I've always seen strength in your eyes. I know you'll recover. You're a very strong person.
With a very strong crest that I'd like to look at. Dang it.
You've lost much. We can't do... I've always... You're a very...
I think I have.
I'm not sure why...
Okay, fine. Who else has glasses if not him? He and
Right.
Ines.
I wonder who they were.
Oh, that was it.
Professor, you have lost your father. Now more than ever, do I understand how very lucky I am that you were able to save me. Professor, I deeply appreciate what you have done. Thank you.
Yeah, you were down there with Monica, hey?
If there is anything at all I can do in return, please tell me, okay?
Why don't you snitch on Monica?
I've never been much for condolences.
Okay.
How about a little logic instead? The knights have spread out around Garreg Mach in search of Geralt's murderers. Thus, the monastery's fighting strength is, for the moment at least, depleted.
So they may come to us?
Perhaps that was the enemy's real objective. We should be prepared for further confrontation.
Yes, I also thought that. I appreciate that, Hubert. You know what? Play to your strengths, right? Also, I've heard that attempting to find the right words can be bad. Basically, a lot of the times there aren't any.
Professor,
So just
how
listen.
are you holding up? I know how heavily grief weighs upon one's heart.
Oh?
I lost my mother some time ago. It was... Forgive me my moment of weakness. Even all these years later, I cannot recall that time without feeling the pain as if it were brand new. Just know that I am praying for your mind and your heart to find peace.
Alright, we need more reason, I think.
First Tomas, and now Monica. I do have a theory, though I admit it is nothing more than speculation. Both
Go.
Tomas and Monica have each gone missing at one time or another. It was reported that when Monica returned from her disappearance, she began to act like a completely different person.
Yeah.
As if, perhaps, the real Monica had been killed and replaced by an imposter.
Yeah.
Thinking of it like that, it is possible that this Solon had been impersonating Tomas for some time.
Yeah.
How they managed such a convincing change of appearance, though, I still do not understand.
Oh, it's just in the plot.
Practice yields
I mean, I probably should have focused on spears, but no matter. Well, when I feel like this, I often like to give advice. Yeah, I do think it's probably fine. Yeah. Oh, she hated that. Yeah, no R&R for Edelgard.
Excuse me. Not just Tomas, but Monica too. We can't be sure who to trust anymore, can we?
Remember earlier on when everyone was like, hey, these people are suspicious.
What do they want? Huh? I'm really flattered.
Alright then.
Hello there.
Professor, oh goddess, hear my prayer. Please receive this beloved person. When the cold rain washes the body, when the bird and wolf announce the dawn, receive them into your blue blood. Receive them into a twinkling star. That's a morning scripture from the Church of Saros. Lady Rhea taught it to me.
Yeah, here's your gold star,
Geralt
kid.
is happy in the next world.
And avenged in this one. I mean, I guess we can do a quick check-in.
Need something? See you again soon.
Alright. Guess we don't have any renown for a while. Inyats we might be close enough with.
Professor, I'm scared. I feel that I don't understand the world. How could something like that happen to Geralt? He was so strong.
Still had kidneys. Also, the dagger was.
You're inspiring, Professor. I'll do my best. Ah, Professor. What an honor that you would come and talk to me. I'd like to learn more about you. Maybe someday you can add me to your class.
Oh, there's somewhat. Dex and authority. I guess that means maybe we're getting close. What level did we have with him? I thought I was one level deep, but... Nope. Okay, that explains things. And so we would need B authority. Not the end of the world. Alright, aside from spending all of our points, I think...
Professor, I've sung lyrics lamenting death many times on stage. But when something like this happens in real life, I'm lost. I don't know what to say, but I do know this much. Sir Gerald must have been very proud to have you as his child.
Well, thanks.
I'm sorry, but that...
Oh, it's Manuel's, I guess. Well then. A very interesting dilemma. I don't know what to spend my remaining points on, because I can't find... Shamir to teach me how to do the bow thing. So to the dining hall.
Professor.
Well, we're still trying to recruit him. We'll have a rematch of the previous cooking session.
I have...
So he can humble brag about his cooking skills.
Wow.
Okay, people we still need to recruit because their motivation's pretty good right now. I'm looking for Marianne, but apparently she doesn't like eating. Oh, heck yeah. She does not strike me as a spice person, for the record. Maybe she doesn't eat? Okay, no, she just does not. Oh, there we go.
I like this dish. It was my father's favorite.
Still no smile.
This food is a revelation. I can't help but smile when I eat it.
Just peas in a pod. Alright, and I think some battles and paralogs next time. We'll do a little bit of this, though. Alright, I think we push to get to A rank.
Your guidance was greatly useful.
Yeah, you bet. Alright, Edelgard, we gotta spend a bit more time together. Because I want you to be a lord. I remembered.
I won't forget.
Everyone, I remembered something. Oh, that's painful. Okay, before I forget. I feel like we just really hammer this. Alright, we got him to B+. It's a good day. I accidentally exited the menu. Also fun.
Better than before.
You really think I'm that great?
Oh yeah, man. Also, triple threat on pedagogy today. Good stuff, man. Alright, I suppose we've been neglecting old Ferdinand a little bit.
I am quite...
Whoa. It seems like your probability of getting good results
I feel...
goes up with professor level, or I don't know, it could just be coincidence, but it seems like it's happening more. Now that our house is larger, oh boy. Yeah, no such subjects exist.
That was surprisingly reasonable.
Yeah, I'd study.
Professor.
No, I'm okay with the balance. Alright, I think this is going to put him into recruitment range.
Okay, I've decided on the composition.
Oh, you're making music.
That's right. The composition for my next paint.
Okay,
Wait,
you're making
Professor?
portraiture.
How long have you been standing there? You haven't been watching me, have you?
I mean, you've been standing here thinking.
No, I misspoke. Did I say painting? I meant to say... Well, I've thought for a while that it
I guess
might
probably
be
a
nice to paint the
landscape.
scenery here. The contours of that tree, set against the stark shapes of the faraway peaks. Of course, I only paint after I've finished my chores. I'd never put my art before my responsibilities.
Okay.
My studies are paramount. I shall always uphold my duties as a student of the Officers' Academy, whereas art is a hobby of mine, you might say.
That you're very ashamed
Everyone
of.
has hobbies, right? I'm sure you have one.
Brooding.
Oh, well, perhaps it's different for you, Professor. But it's perfectly normal for people to have hobbies. Reading, for instance, or fishing, or taking midday naps. For me, it's making art.
Wait, midday naps is a legit hobby?
Hobbies are healthy. They're a good way of relieving stress. You might consider taking up a hobby, Professor. Anything to clear your mind.
Are we gonna Bob Ross together?
Think about it. It's much easier to focus if you're feeling refreshed. There isn't a rule against hobbies, is there? If you tell me to stop, I'll stop.
Really?
I shall never again put brush to canvas.
No, it's fine.
Really? It's okay for me to paint?
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, if you're sure. But really, it's nothing more than a little diversion, a frivolous pastime. I think I ought to go back to my quarters now, if it's all the same to you.
Yep. Burn your art, feel shame. He'll be okay.
We must be working with each other.
I am a little worried.
We had a great result.
Perfect. Nice.
My efforts were not in vain.
Ooh.
Enlightening.
It's starting to take shape.
I'm certain I've improved.
Age is but a number.
I suppose it's working.
Anyone count that? Holy cow. The stamping day. All right, we'll sing a hymn. Ferdinand and... Oh, okay.
Must I? Fine. But I will sing it solemnly.
They won't notice if one person doesn't sing, will they?
I'm not sure why you two are the ones who came. This seems like more of a flame thing. Oh man. I can taste that B+.
I am grateful.
Yeah, no tea for you. Born on St. Cyrus Day, eh? Alright everyone, in the next episode, fighting. Lots of fighting.